Good morning. I'm Bill Hawkins, and I am your host today for Mindful Movement. We're here, and we're joined today by Becca Impello. Beck, what are we going to be doing today?
Hey, Bill, thanks for having me again. I'm always happy to be here with AARP of Alabama and all the folks that join us from anywhere in the country. But today we're going to be doing yoga. That's usually what I'm bringing to you, mindfulness and yoga. And today we're going to do a sequence that uses the chair. So any kind of straight back, chair that you may have, dining room table chair, kitchen chair, folding chair like what I have. That's what all you're going to need today. And so we're not going to get down on the floor, but don't worry. I still will be able to give you quite a good challenge if you want it. So just be listening. I'll be giving you choices and options like I always do. So you can work with the practice that really suits you best today.
Great. Okay. And I want to remind everybody that AARP is empowering people to choose how they live at their age. And AARP is a nonpartisan 501c4 organization with more than 420,000 members in Alabama. AARP's role is to advocate on their behalf, everybody without regard to politics. And when the pandemic began, Alabama decided to continue our healthy living programs online. Now, Mindful Movement provides an opportunity for you to keep moving all in the safety of your home. Becca, we've said what we're going to work on today, but I want to remind everybody before you do any type of exercise program, check with a physician to make sure that it is safe for you. So take a look at this, and we are about to start with Becca.
All right. So like Bill just mentioned, we always do recommend that you're checking with your healthcare providers to make sure that exercise is safe for you. I'll also be giving you choices and options, right? I'm one person and I may do something a certain way. It may look a certain way on my body. That doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you. So just remember to listen into my options that I give you and choose what works the best for you, even if it's not something that I suggested, but you know that it would feel good for your body or feel safer or feel more productive. Okay. All right. So we're going to start seated. Just come to your seat in your chair. You might use the back of the chair to support your spine if you want to. So feel free to sit all the way up against the back there. Let your hands come to rest in your lap. Roll those shoulders back and down. Sit up a little tall. You have the option to close your eyes for this part if you want to. It'll help take your attention a little more inward. Sorry, I got something in my eye here. Got to see if I can get that out. All right, we're going to start with a couple of breaths, okay? Just let your arms come down to your side. As you inhale, raise those arms, however high you can take them, shoulder height, up towards the ceiling, wherever you want. And as you exhale, bring your hands right down in front of your body, right to your lap, okay? So that's our movement for breathing. That's our starting breath. Inhale, nice full deep breath in. Exhale, complete breath out. Okay, now maybe it feels natural to you to inhale through the nose and to exhale through the mouth. And that can be a good way to reset the breath. Okay, so if you want to do one or two more like that, no problem. Let's do one more of these breaths, reaching the arms out and up. Good. Now just pause with your hands in your lap. Let's try and breathe in and out through the nose now. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Two more. Good. Now we're going to be sure to get moving here, loosen up our body, get warmed up, and we'll be doing a good portion of the class standing so that we're using a little more energy, okay? So sit up tall, drop your chin towards your chest, and give that head a gentle roll from shoulder to shoulder. Any size movement is productive, so just remember that. We can tend to, think that bigger is better with movements of the body. But that's not necessarily the case, right? Small movements are still productive, useful. Sometimes they're better than big movements. All right, so back to center with that head. Let's roll the shoulders next. So shoulders forward and up towards your ears, back and down towards your waist. Maybe breath with this. Inhale the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, back and down. 2 more. This should feel good, sort of like a self-massage. There may be some pops and creaks in there, and it may be that there's some sore muscles, and if it feels uncomfortable, then you should stop or make it smaller. All right, now hands to the heart. You're going to interlace the fingers there and turn the palms forward and press out. So we're stretching the fingers, the knuckles, the palms, the shoulders. Slowly come up towards the ceiling, as high as you're comfortable coming. Reach up. You can separate your hands if you need to, if that would be more comfortable, but let's try to take a little side stretch, side to side. Hips stay in the chair. So I've got my hands clasped, but if you'd prefer to separate your hands, maybe that feels better on your wrist or your fingers or your shoulders, you can separate the hands. And bring it back to center. Take the arms down. Go ahead and give the wrists a few circles. Good. Go the other direction. Circle the wrists. Good. Bring the hands to the heart again. This time we're going to pull back. This should be a squeeze between the shoulder blades, a little arch of that upper back, and then push forward. Now we're a little bit rounded. Drop the chin if you want. And then let's back and forth that a few times. Inhale to pull. Exhale to push. We're trying to get that spine to move. So I want you to see if you can feel your chest, your ribs going back and forth, that space between your shoulder blades. Maybe even the top of the waist is moving in and back or forward and back. 3 more. Big breath in, pull. Full breath out, push. One more. Good. Now sit up nice and tall. We're going to twist. Turn in one direction. Bring a hand across the front of your body and to the opposite knee. Okay, and just use that as a place to hold on to. It could be your thigh, could be your knee. Sit up nice and tall through the chest. You have the option to turn that head along with the rest of the body, maybe even farther than the chest, looking towards the back behind you. All right, unwind this, bring it back to center, sit up tall, and twist the other way. Again, maybe the head keeps on going. You take that wherever seems right for your neck. And then back to center. All right, let's loosen up the legs a little bit before we stand up. Now, I like to hold to the sides of the chair, or maybe holding the legs of your chair works. So if there's something you can grab onto that seems the right height for your arms, this will help you sort of brace the body, stabilize, and recruit some muscles, okay? If you don't have something on your chair that you can hold to, make a fist and press the knuckles straight down. All right, and then one leg, bend and straighten. Loosening up the knee joint, trying to sit tall and stay steady and stable with the rest of the body. Notice how your knee feels. Help it loosen up, but don't push it too hard. Hold that leg forward. Point and flex the foot. So now we get the ankle. Still sitting up tall, still holding on or bracing those arms. Circle that ankle. Go the other way. It's totally fine if you have shoes on, by the way, or socks. No problem. I tend to be barefoot. That's just how I move through my day when I'm doing a lot of yoga. And then bring it down. Shake it out. We're going to do the other side, and then we're going to stand up. All right, so again, brace either by holding the chair or engaging those arms. Other leg, bend and straighten. Good. Kind of a push and pull. Notice how this knee feels. Keep sitting up tall. Keep breathing. Sometimes when we work a little harder, we might hold our breath without realizing it. Bring that foot out and hold it out. Point and flex. Pay attention to how your ankle feels. Make a few circles. Go the other way. Good. And then down. Shake it out. Great. We're going to stand up. Okay. So we're going to continue to use the chair. We'll turn so that we can face the seat of the chair. And another thing just to take note of for your safety is make sure your chair is not going to slip. It's not going to slide away on the floor when you put your hands on it and put a little bit of weight on it. So I've got mine on a mat, but your carpet may be a good grip, or you could put your chair all the way up against a wall so that it can't go anywhere. All right, so as we do this sequence, we'll be working just a little more vigorously, but remember, you're going to have choices in terms of how hard you work. I'll be suggesting at times that you try to let go of the chair. That will be more challenging, require more strength. So listen for those kind of options. All right, let's stand tall right in front of the chair, a few inches away. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, fold down, put the hands in the seat of the chair, and then push back up so that you lift your chest and you lift your tailbone, you lift your sitting bones, and then round it into cat. Drop the chin, tuck the tail, and then flatten it back out. It's a good idea to bend your knees when you flatten your back and try to lift your buttocks up, okay? So it can give you more room. Let's do about 3 more. Cat and cow. Moving that spine, especially the lower back. Also helping to loosen up the hips and the upper thighs. All right, now we're going to move into our lunge position. So left foot towards the chair and step your right foot any amount back. So this is one of those places where you can change it. Step just a little way back if you want. Or step a long way back if you want a little more stretch, a little more challenge. Make the legs strong. Come up onto your fingertips if you can. If you like a little more challenge, try to bring your hands off the chair altogether. Maybe reach the arms up even. These are all choices, okay? Try and engage that back leg. Push that thigh back. No matter how long your stance is, you can push your glute nice and firm by pushing your thigh back. Let's take one more breath. Reach up. And then we're going to bring the hands back to the chair if they're up. And we're going to step back with both legs. The feet are apart. And the hips go back. This is a downward dog using the chair. Hands on the top of the seat. Knees can be soft. Maybe they're straight. And stretch back into those hips. All right, now we're coming into a plank pose, so we can work on a little more strength. So we shift forward, make that body into a straight line from the feet to the crown of the head. Push away from the chair through strong arms. If this bothers your wrist, you could try a fist. You could try holding the side of your chair. You can even do this one down on your forearms or your elbows and see how that works. It's also okay to skip the plank parts if you want. All right, one more breath. I'm coming back onto my hands. I'm going to push back into that downward dog again. All right, and then we're taking the right foot forward. So we're doing that lunge, but on the other side. So again, maybe you're adjusting that back foot. Remember, it doesn't have to be way back. It could be halfway back. All right. And engage the legs. Push down into the floor. You decide how strongly you want to push and whether you want to come off of the chair with your hands. So if balance is a challenge and safety is a concern, keep your hands on the chair. If you feel like you can go a little further, bring the hands up. Maybe reach overhead. Keep lifting that low belly for me. You want to hold that in. Squeeze that glute. One more breath. All right, and then we're bringing it back down. We're going to go right back into that downward dog and plank, okay? We're going to do this one a couple more times. We're going to pick up the pace just a little bit, but I want you to feel free to go at whatever speed suits you. Here we come, plank pose. All right, this is that top of a push-up look. Make those arms strong and long. Remember those other options if you need to change your arm position. If you're here on your hands, you can add a few little push-ups if you want, but there should be no pain. No pain in your shoulders, your wrists. Good, last one. If you're doing those push-ups, push it back. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward. Adjust that back leg if you want. Decide where you're going to take that lunge. Are you going to come all the way off the chair? Are you going to reach the arms overhead? Can you stay here for a couple breaths once you decide where to go? Okay, and then we'll transition once again back to the downward facing dog. Now, feel free to move around a little bit, especially in this one. If you want to, bend the knees and straighten them or shift the hips right and left. All that might feel good to the body. We're coming into that plank again. Remember your options. Choose the plank that works for you. You can hold steady or try those little push-ups. Good. One more if you're doing the push-ups. Push back to the downward facing dog. This is sort of a transition. We don't stay quite as long. And then bring that right foot or other foot forward for lunge. Good. Adjust the legs. Find your stability. Decide where you're going to take those arms. Good. I want you to feel strong here. Even if it's a little wobbly, maybe it's a challenge, try and recruit that sense of strength. Your legs are strong. Your body is strong. Your arms are strong. All right, let's transition. We're going to do all of it one more time for each side of the lunge. Take it back to downward dog. This is our longer hold. It's a great place to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Sigh out of the mouth. Just release any tension there. Left foot's coming forward. I'm going to give you another option for the lunge this time. Yours to try or not. So we'll get the legs solid. Keep the right hand in the chair. And let's do a twist. So turn to the left. Now, you could still choose to challenge your balance a little more by bringing that right hand all the way up and reaching it forward. And maybe the left hand reaches back. Hold on to the chair if you need that stability. And then let's unwind it. Hands back to the seat. Step back to downward facing dog. Just a short one. And then we come to the plank pose. All right, now instead of the push-ups this time, a little something different, still optional. So whatever arm position you're using, let's see, can you pick up one leg? And then back down. And then the other leg. And back down. Good. We're just shifting some of that weight, changing the challenge to the core. All right, then we'll transition. Press back to the downward dog. And then the right foot forward. So we're taking that lunge again. Adjust your legs. Get solid. Get strong. Here's where we might take the twist if you want. So turn to the right. You can bring that right hand to the right hip. Left hand might stay in the chair, or you can experiment with bringing it up. You can hold the back of the chair, or keep the arm in the air, maybe extend the other arm. Definitely a balance challenge here because we've added this twist to our body and turn of the head. All right, we'll unwind it, bring it back to the chair, step it back to that downward facing dog. We've got one more round of plank. Shift it forward, find your position. Good. This little extra bit with the legs is optional. So we'll still do the legs, but maybe this time we'll sort of march or pull the knee forward. Maybe even try to touch the chair with it. Good. One more each side. If you're still with me, you can shift back if you want to get off of those wrists. And then push the hips back. All right, we're going to walk it in. Coming back to our sort of tabletop position. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, drop down. So some of us might like to use the chair. Let the arms or the head rest in the chair. Some of you might feel comfortable taking your hands down to the floor. So this is a deeper fold. It's going to put more stretch on the backs of the legs and the lower back. So being here in the chair will keep it a little softer if you've got any concerns for your back. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then shift that weight back into your hips. We're going to come up for a balance pose. It's still on 2 feet, but it does require you shift your weight. You get your hands up. You're sitting back into a little bit of a chair pose, like there's an invisible chair behind you that you're reaching your hips back for. Good. And then slowly rise. Reach the arms up. Come strong, tall, up. And then hands down to the heart. Just pause here for a moment. Shake out those arms. Good. Now, we're going to continue to use the chair, but I'd love for you to turn your chair around or get on the other side of it if you want to move your body instead of the chair so that you can reach the top of the back of your chair. Okay? It'll just be a nice height. And then we'll step the legs out wide. All right? So step the legs out wide. You got one leg close to the chair, one leg far away. All right? Take the leg that's far away and turn those toes in just a little bit. And then take the leg that's close to the chair and turn it all the way to face the chair. So the knee, the toes face the chair, and then bend that knee. That should be pretty close to the chair, so it's easy reach. All right, back leg engaged, push the thigh back. This front bent knee, remember, you want to point it right at the chair. Don't let it roll inward. One or both arms up. Good. We call this our warrior 2 stance. Okay, strong legs, strong arms, lift the chest. This next part is optional. Feel free to stay right here or stay holding on to the chair or take the hand down over the seat of the chair and into the seat. This top arm, drop it to your hip or take it all the way up towards your ear. Now, if that hand on the seat feels a little too low, you could be hand on the top of the chair, not go quite as far. All right? Good. Now bring it back up. One or both arms up. You can keep a hand on the chair or keep that arm in front up. We'll drop the back hand down to the back leg and then lean back. So the arm can reach like I'm showing right now, but if you need to hold on, you keep holding on. And then bring it back up. Hands on the chair as needed. Step in. Good. Shake it out. You're going to turn yourself around so that you've got the other foot close to the chair. So you're going to see my backside for this little sequence. Step out wide. The foot that's farther away from the chair, turn it in a little bit. The foot that's close to the chair, turn it towards the chair. Turn the knee towards the chair. Bend that knee. And then find your warrior 2. Kind of sit down into it. Strengthen, activate the legs. One or both arms up, depending on if you want to keep a hold of the chair. All right, so channel that warrior. Find your strength. Imagine that your strength is building through this activity because it is. All right, next part is optional. We're coming either to the top of the chair with the hand, leaning in, maybe reaching over the chair to the seat. Top arm can come up to the ear or drop to the hip. Keep breathing. Now we come back up. You can keep a hold of the chair the whole time or try to go right to arms up. We take it to the reverse direction. Drop that back hand down to the back leg. Either keep holding onto the chair as you lean that way or stretch the arm up. All right, and then back to warrior two. Step forward. All right, pause just a moment. All right, we're going to sit back down in our chair. We're going to take these final few moments to do just a little more stretch for the hips, especially. So we did some leg work today, and to do a few moments of relaxation breathing. All right, so sit down in the chair. Let's cross one ankle to the knee. Now, if that doesn't work for you, okay, you can't cross that far, you could try to extend your leg and cross at the shin or the ankle or even up to the thigh. Because the leg is lower, it might be a little easier. If that still doesn't work well for you, cross the leg in front of you, but it doesn't have to be up on anything, okay? So you figure out where you can be that you get this thigh and knee to turn out a bit, sit up tall, and depending on how it feels, maybe lean forward a little bit. Good, we'll take 2 more breaths here. Good, and then ease it up, uncross it. Take a moment. And then we'll do the other side. So again, we're crossing either ankle to knee or ankle a little bit lower down on that other leg. If you had a step stool or a couple of yoga blocks or an ottoman, you could cross your foot to that as an option as well. Okay, something that's not as high as your knee, but a little higher than the floor. All right, nice tall spine. Remember, that's optional to lean forward. This is hoping to target the outer hip, the glute area, the piriformis. Good, and then release it, sit back up tall. Maybe scoot back in your chair if you want to use the backrest. I want you to go ahead and lift that right hand and just place it on your heart, okay? So just place it right on your breastbone somewhere. And then take your left hand and place it at your abdomen. You can close your eyes or drop the gaze and soften the focus. I want you just to see, can you feel your breath in your body? Can you feel it at the heart? Can you feel it at the belly? Maybe that one area of your body moves a lot while the other moves not at all. Maybe they both move only a tiny bit. But just see if you can encourage both the heart to swell and the belly to fill as you inhale. And then just be soft and relaxed on the exhale. And once you have a sense of your breath moving in your body, see if you can slow it down. Overall, just slow down. Two more full breaths, in and out, slow and easy. And then let those hands drop back down to your lap. We'll take one final breath together to close up our practice. So just reach the arms up, Bring the hands to the heart. We take this gesture of gratitude. You want to be thankful for your own body, thankful for your breath, thankful for this opportunity to practice with AARP of Alabama. And I thank you guys for having me with you. I always look forward to these mindful movement sessions. I hope you'll join us next Tuesday and throughout the summer. Thanks so much, everyone.
Great. Becca, that was terrific. And we have a really good question.
Okay, great.
And let me make sure I get, why do we twist in yoga? What does that do? Mm-hmm.
What does that do
for us?
Well, first and foremost, it's a movement that your spine is designed to make, right? So you've got all these vertebrae and they're designed to twist so that we can see behind our back, so that we can, be just really fluid and flexible in the way we move throughout our world. So our spine needs to twist or to rotate to be healthy. Now, sometimes we've had injuries or surgeries, and some parts of the spine maybe won't twist anymore. So that's okay. And if it won't twist, we don't force it. But some part of your spine is able to twist. And so we want to make sure those are moving. So that's the first reason for sure. There are other benefits to twisting as well. Some energetic benefits that some people experience, where twisting kind of compresses and then releases and, can kind of help with energy flow through the body and that sort of thing. So it may just feel good as well. Hopefully it does. And we want to maintain that movement.
Great. Well, thank you. And I want to thank Ann for that really good question today.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much. Now, we are glad you're here with us today. We're going to, as we always do, wind our session up with a preview of some of the things that are coming up at AARP Alabama. So thanks for tuning in today, and please watch this and join us in the future.